Good afternoon. This is Charles Weaver with MSPAlliance TV, and I'd like to welcome all of you joining our broadcast today. We are very privileged to have with us today the president of OcuCue, Stuart Woodward, joining us from Vero Beach, Florida. Is that correct?
That's right.
Excellent. Well, welcome to the show, Stuart. Thank you.
Thank you.
So why don't you start off by talking a little bit about OcuCue and tell the MSPs out there, what is it that you guys do?
Okay. OcuCue was formed to take advantage of visual analytics discoveries and new technologies, specifically aimed at people who manage and monitor devices in the IP networking space. So from that perspective, it's spot on, something that MSPs could use and be interested in. Visual technology has changed quite a bit in the last few years, new discoveries, and we're excited to be bringing it to market as an alternative for people to monitor networks.
So I've seen more than my fair share of network operations centers, and one thing that always strikes me is that they all use different tools, but they all have basically the same configuration, which is green is good, red is bad, and somewhere they have an amber or an orange color that basically says, things might not be so great. You guys, is it safe to say you guys want to revolutionize that whole old model and bring something new to the market?
Well, we still like the traffic signal colors because they're universally understood around the world, but we like to add a little bit more to it to convey more information, not just the colors and static information, but putting together something visual that conveys more detail about the devices that you're monitoring in your network. But yes, we still use red, amber, and green.
Do you see an application for this? I certainly see the application from an internal, managed services, technician or employee who's interfacing with this. I have to think that an end user would also find this very compelling information, very easy to digest information. Agree, disagree?
Agree. We tend to think of it as having three major constituencies. The first one would be technical people within the organization. So you actually could use this information in a NOC and see more details at a high level. So you get more information without having to drill down. You also can use this if you are non-technical people, but still within the organization. For instance, those people who are facing customers. You're not in the NOC, you're not on the technical team, but you're out in operations, either as a manager or as somebody who interfaces with customers. This would give you insight if it was shared with you. It's portal technology, so it's easy to share. Those people would then end up with a view as well. And then lastly, the third group would be customers. We actually have the opportunity to share these icons, which is current status of someone's network, with a customer. This is particularly useful to MSPs where they are managing something on behalf of the customer and could then share this and show the good job that they're doing.
This is the seminal issue that MSPs have of conveying what they do on a technical level to a non-technical client that is writing a check every single month and saying, everything's working, why are we paying you the money? And it almost sounds like this is I don't want to say maybe not a game changer, but it certainly elevates and advances, in my opinion, the amount of interactivity that end users can have with their MSPs, much the same way reporting did 10 years ago when that was the craze.
It creates a great dialogue and an opportunity for dialogue. Customers might see, let's say you have 17 medical clinics that have been outsourced to you. You could share the 17 icons, one for each of those clinic locations, with the clinic management, and they could see in real time the status of the job that you're doing, their networks, and also the job you're doing. If something goes amber, as you said, the fact that you're working on it, it could go a long way to strengthening the relationship and showing what you actually do in a month to keep their network up and running.
This does not, in my opinion, have any less of a relevance whether you're in the SMB sector or if you're in mid-market. I mean, is it universally applicable to any size of an MSP?
I think it would apply to all of them. We do have some sort of size restrictions. We like to work with people who have at least 250 devices that are being monitored. So that could be 250 locations across all of your client set that you'd want to return icons for, or 250 individual devices that you wanted to monitor using this visual analytics technology. But with that one caveat, it's very applicable to any size. And it's a great way, particularly if you're very large, you have 1,000 customers, especially in a virtual environment. It's a great way to monitor all of them.
Now, what should the MSPs be considering, or what are they dealing with in the next 12 months, let's say, in your opinion, as the industry evolves?
Well, as it evolves and grows, I think it's becoming more competitive. More people are aware of MSPs and the services they can provide. So we're trying to give the MSPs an edge, one in their own marketing campaigns to address new customers. It also is a great way to get retention with existing customers because you're bringing something new to them. We see a lot of competition in the VoIP side of the arena, where that is maturing at a rapid rate, and many of the MSPs who specialize in that are looking for new ways to differentiate their services in the marketplace as they go out and get new customers. And we think this is something new. It looks very fresh, and it's a way that they can be a little different perhaps than some of the other people in the industry, and especially people who are going after that business that don't come at it from an MSP alliance perspective.
Absolutely. So competitive advantage, giving them something new, and certainly that ever important end user interface at a non-technical level. It sounds like this is a pretty compelling thing for MSPs to take a look at. If MSPs out there want to, because this is something they have to see. I mean, you and I talking about this over Skype, that's one thing. They really have to see this. How can they, I don't know, take a demo of this? What's the best way for them to experience, this technology?
I think to grasp it, Charles, the best thing to do would be to go to our website, which is www.OcuCue.com. That's spelled OcuCue. There are 4 videos on that site. One of them is an anatomy of an icon, so you can see an icon actually constructed, how we build them, because they are customized for each customer and each application. And then you can also see them being monitored, how they can be displayed and manipulated, and then filtered and sorted and sent off to customer locations for them to benefit from as well. So I think the website, given that it's a visual solution, is the best way to see it.
Well, for all you MSPs out there, I really encourage you to take a look at this. It's one of the unique things that you have to see it to experience it, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by that. Stuart, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Go to OcuCue.com for more information, and wish you a pleasant day.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.